Welcome, guys, to another live stream of our progress here, our challenge of building the most screws we can in Satisfactory 1.1. We are live again. It is, Tuesday at nearly the end of January. Where did January go? It's like completely evaporated already. We're like the 27th of January already in 2026. My goodness, this year is cruising by. But with that said, we're going to dive back into making some more screws, and let's head straight over to the game window. There's no time like the present to get into where we're at here. So where we left off yesterday is we converted one stream of one conveyor worth of these son of a aluminum ingots. Thank you. I appreciate that. Tall Terrace, welcome to the stream.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
My Stream Deck took forever to hit that button. It was like, I'm going to play it. Maybe I'm going to play it. Am I going to play it? Yeah, I'll play it. Nice. But anyhow, we are taking 1,000 1,000 steel beams and making 104,000 screws with this absolutely ridiculous array of constructors that we have sitting here. And then on my lunch break today, I finished the last bit of logistics for it. So everything is all conveyored up. And then I kind of configured how I wanted the first set of awesome sinks done up, and then I ran out of time, so I had to get back to work. And so basically I took 2 of the conveyors and I have them dumped into awesome sinks, and I need to add 2 more of these awesome sink towers, plus a little bit left over. And that looks after all of the conveyors from this first line of steel ingots. And then, well, I guess we'll just build up from here, probably this height, so that we're above. Trying to think what's going to be. Yeah, I think I want to be above this conveyor height. So we'll take this floor level and take it across and then build the next tier up. And then we're just going to keep going. Sky's the limit until we reach like a max build height, or at least until we get 8 stacks of these, because there's 8 conveyor fulls of 1,000 steel beams in this tower that we got to take care of. And then we move over, do the exact same on this one. We move over, do the last little bit of this one. So that's where we're at. Reach down, hit the like button on the video, subscribe if you're new. And you know what is really be helpful is if you could share it on any form of social media you've got. Share it out on Instagram, share it out on Twitter, share it out on whatever that we're streaming live right now. I'd like to try to see that we can get that. I think yesterday I did peak out at 15 viewers at once. I'd like to see that number climb up a little bit if we could. So share away. Anyhow, let's, without further ado, and now that the sun's coming up, which is perfect, I'll be able to see what I'm doing. I am going to throw down a awesome sink structure here. And it should be relatively straightforward to put this in place. And then I kind of have to wait for it to build so I can build the one on top of it. And there we go. It's there. And then I can build this one. Come on. This last one is the trickiest to get up there. Okay, perfect. Now it's just logistics into it. Then we'll do another one back here. What is it? It's... Oh, let's turn Zoop on. And then we come across 5, and I think we do this 6 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then I've got to run this conveyor line out a little bit further because there is more that we have to deal with over there. And then I might as well get this built now so that we can just slap the conveyors out, get her done so we can start building the next row. That's right there. And then on top of this, okay, perfect. Now I'm going to get the logistics done for these 2, and then we'll build the last little bit to take care of. I think it's the last 4 conveyors, because each one of these towers takes care of our 24 stack of conveyors. That's how I built these, is basically 4 groups of 6 for the blueprint of it. Well, it's 2 stacks of 6, but all in all, we put 2 of them on top of each other, we can get to where we need to be. Okay, so the first line here, we're going to go up 5 with it. We're going to get this all connected. Now, of course, I got to get all the everything all done for everything here first before I can turn it on. And I still have to bring the plastic bottles over here and then bring down the petroleum coke. But I am going to change which line I'm going to pull from for the petroleum coke. I want to start pulling from this side because I've already turned this into the plastic bottles, and these are the closest ones that are right here. So if I pull from right here for the petroleum coke, then as I start going through and I realize that I don't need as much petroleum coke as I've got, because I have 163 conveyors worth here, 163 or 168, somewhere around there. Actually, I can figure that out exactly. 7 times 24, 168. I'm not going to need 168 conveyors, because one of these conveyors will easily take care of one of our lines of bauxite, and we only have like 72 lines of bauxite, so we're making more than enough of the petroleum coke. So I'm going to end up turning some of that oil back into. I'll redesign those factories so they're actually making plastic, and get us some more of the empty containers to deal with the water that we got to deal with, the wastewater, because that's so far kind of the easiest way to deal with the waste of this. Is it's just going to end up getting dumped into awesome sinks, and we don't have to worry about it at all. I think that's a pretty slick way to do it. So I'm going to get this logistics done, and then I'm going to bring over the plastic or the empty containers, and then reroute the petroleum coke, and then we'll start on the next row. That's the plan for tonight. We'll see how far of it we can get. Yesterday was a whole lot of like design work, figuring out, okay, what's the ingot factory going to look like? What's the steel beam factory going to look like? What's the screw factory design? Took like quite a few attempts before I came up with this layout for the constructors. So but now that we've got to kind of set up in cookie cutter format, then it's really going to be like easy going forward from here. The hardest part here now is just dealing with all this logistics, like twisting all these conveyors around to feed into the awesome sinks. Awesome sinks are set, the conveyors are synced, like everything's built that way with that blueprint. So it's going to be like, again, the hard part was done with the design of this. Not that that's a hard design. Okay, next we are coming up this way. And I believe we were going to... If I put this right there, does that clip in? Yes, it does. Perfect. Perfect. And what notification did I just get? I just got my email notification that I went live. So hopefully notifications are going out. And then another floor hole. This is a little bit tricky because you have to deal with these bends, and getting the conveyors to line up and everything can be a little problematic. As you can see on this one over here, basically kind of had to step things up and then turn corners with the conveyors, make it all work, and then I still had to turn and go back this way to feed off that conveyor line. So it does take a bit of logistic mindset or workarounds to make everything work here. Especially if you don't click on things properly. Got myself some Java for the night. I don't think I could function on this planet without coffee. It's sad. Especially in the morning, I'm finding right now, I'm having a hell of a time shutting my brain off after I've done a live stream. So I end up like laying awake thinking about, okay, what would be a better way to deal with this and build something, or construct something that needs to be constructed, you know. Of course, now I've yawned again. Like, what the hell? Mind you, I do that if I talk for periods of time. My body's just like, trigger, let's yawn. Does that line up there? Yes, that does. Okay. So we got that kind of taken care of. Now we got to come up one more height here. We can delete this. Delete these two. That, I'm sure, did not connect to what I was supposed to. Yeah, that so didn't. I don't even know how I managed to click on that. Now, I'm pretty sure... Let me have a look at this one, because it's basically set up the exact same way. We were able to go up, up, and then up with this one. Oh, I did manage to fit that one right there. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Is that going to feed in there? I guess it will. No, it doesn't. How did I manage that? Oh, you know what I did? I bet you I did this. And I brought this over. Try to remember how I did it this afternoon. Oh, that's so not the right build. That was a curved conveyor. Wrong. Default. There we go. And then I bring this down. And it chirps in and locks in, so that's good. Okay, then it's just one more. Of which we can't do at this height. We got to go up again. But this one, we're going to clip right there. And that should be this height. It is, and then straight up over top. Done. Next row up. Okay, so that one was dead center there, so we got to come out this way, I believe, for the next one. And we bring it down to this height. Bring this up 6 more conveyors. Okay, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think this is the easiest one to do just because there isn't any turns. The very first one's really easy. And then this one's really easy because I don't have to worry about going around any corners. The next one, we got some bending to do. Okay, I think that's it for these. This is the only part that's a little tricky. Is lining up this conveyor. So if I put this like right here, man, I thought that was gonna fit. It should fit. Did I end up moving it over one? Did we offset that more, didn't we? I think we did. Let me just look at this floor. I did. I gotta redo these. Take the time and look at what I've built, and it'll make things a little easier. You can go, you can go, you can go, you can go. And then let's grab my conveyor hole, and that's actually going to go right there. Okay, I think we got that. Got it figured out. Okay, why are you not clicking? You should click there. You should work. Surface is too uneven. Okay, I'm going to delete this. And we're going to put this down. Is that the right spot? I think it is. Dead center, over to... And then put my conveyor hole right up to it. Put my hole right up against the pole. That just sounds all wrong. And there. Now it lines up properly. And then this should... Yeah, it chirped and clicked in. So then I can build the rest of this. Just like this. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm going to connect all these. That was wrong. That conveyor went to the wrong spot. Okay, now I can build the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, it's not that hard to click on them. Apparently, I'm not any good at it. Son of a... All right, there's progress. We only have 6 more awesome sinks to hook up. And this conveyor's done. Okay, delete out all these extra foundations I don't need anymore. And the last elevation here. Now I believe it does have to kind of crawl back there a little bit. Okay, so where do I start this one? That clipped in there, so we're those 2, 3. I'm not sure how many of these I can get here. I think it's just 3 of them we can do. You know what? I am going to connect all this up, though. Because it does make it easier to connect everything if the belt is run for it. Ah, it's in the wrong spot. Now, I think this one will chirp right in. Yes, it does. So that belt is connected. So I'm actually not going to need these. Because the next one will end up connecting. I don't think I could do it there. That'll end up sticking out too far and it won't end up connecting. So we're going to put this one. Come on now. Right here, here, and here. Oh, how did we end up with... Somehow it... I didn't get it as condensed on this one. As we did here, so... Clearly I done something a little better. Oh, I didn't put that in the right spot at all. Let's actually put these in line of the actual where the conveyor is. Which on this one, I believe is actually on this line. Okay, that's better. So connecting the bottom side of this is all nice and easy. It's this top one. This one here, we're going to have to do a little bit of a jog in it to make it work, but it's fine. Nobody's going to look that closely when it's basically just an awesome sink dump zone is all this is. Yeah, so this one here is going to go right there. And I think I basically have to kind of bring that conveyor over just so that I can jog into place. And actually, I think if I set it up as a... If I do it this way... Let's turn this to default. And we run this up here. I can get the conveyor hooked and I can make that conveyor go the other direction. And it'll just line up a little bit easier. So this one, if I connect that, and then I go from this angle and turn it to straight, it'll put the curve more back here. And then I can delete this out. This doesn't need to be there anymore. And then this last one should be able to come straight up and turn 90 degrees. And bam, just like that. Okay, so now I got to bring up another one of these rows of conveyors up to here. This is where my handy dandy little 24 stack blueprint comes in. Logistics 24 high. Oh, I haven't made the corner with it yet. I got to do that. So we got to bring it to default. Right there, but then we come like right beside this conveyor structure. To get it all to fit all the way down, I had to like put the conveyors right against each other. So once this is in place, you're not walking in between this to fix anything. So hopefully nothing's broken, because it's an absolute nightmare to try to fix this after, because these conveyors are literally just smashed right together. And the whole reason for kind of doing this curved out and everything is so that I got room here to keep going with the next set of these. That's going to come down and end up going down this row. And then there'll be another set coming down this row. I'm trying to keep it somewhat narrowly condensed, this whole manufacturing process. Just so that, I mean, this factory is going to start sprawling really, really quick when this is just one line of bauxite that we're dealing with here. Wow, my brain is like, it just totally checked out there. One line of bauxite that we're dealing with for all this. It's going to sprawl something crazy. So we got to try to minimize that sprawl so that we can condense the factory a little bit. Speaking of sprawl, I need to delete this while I'm thinking about this, and I'm going to grab an awesome sink here. And we need to line it up right here. This has to be there for if for whatever reason the petroleum coke backs up, it's got somewhere to go. And doesn't back up the whole production line. I just think we gotta repeat this whole setup here like 18 more times. Now that's from these constructors and awesome sinks, not all of that. I mean, that we gotta repeat 72 times, but there's a whole lot of rinse and repeat that's gotta be done in this whole thing until we get to our ridiculous number of screws. I can't wait to have them all done and turn it on, really. That's what it comes down to. I want to turn this one conveyor on and make it work and see all the screws that are flying through it. I think that's what I'm most excited about. Man, when these conveyors are like right tight like this, it is hard to see where they're supposed to be clipping in because everything all kind of blends together. The only thing that's easy about this is once we make this corner done, the blueprint for putting my 24 high conveyor, like stringing it out in a nice straight line, it's really easy to put that together because you just have to clip it at one end and then make sure that it's, you know, placed at the other end totally fine. You don't have to try to visualize where things are connecting next to rows and rows and rows of other conveyors. No, don't fall. Autosave, quick autosave, so we're still not anywhere near taxing the system. I've had builds in the past where my autosaves would take like 30 seconds to complete. It was so bad, I think I adjusted the autosave time to like 30 or 40 minutes before it autosaved. Just because you would be constantly waiting all the time on the 15-minute. It just seemed like you're always waiting for an autosave. I screwed up somewhere. Oh, this one. Oh, two of them. See what I mean? It's hard to visualize. It's the optical illusion of all of these conveyors that are screwing my eyes up. Talter says, we'll have to figure out what our mega factory is going to be for our playthrough. I'm thinking I'd like to do the whole absolutely completely recycled nuclear power plant and see just how much power we can generate. Because we can use this same technique here of converting some of the products into more uranium. And so we could have this absolute massive uranium fuel rod factory, build everything we need up to that point to get all the uranium fuel rods we need. And then we'll end up with a whole pile more because right now in game, there's not like a huge pile of uranium. So converting a bunch of like Caterium and copper, Caterium and limestone, one of the two, you can turn into more uranium. And then we build that into uranium power and we generate as much uranium as we can, uranium nuclear power from the fuel rods. And then the waste that comes out of that, we turn that into plutonium. And then we run as many generators as we can through plutonium. And of course, using summer sloops through all this so we get double of everything as we're going. And then take all of the plutonium after it's been processed and we end up with the waste material from the plutonium. We can end up making fixonium, which goes into more nuclear reactors, and that is a clean energy. There's no waste byproduct from burning fixonium. So you can have a completely 100% recycled nuclear power facility. And I don't even know what the number would be, how many terawatts of power we could generate from it. I'm thinking it'll be a lot. And then we'll just build like one great big huge massive battery bank that holds all the power and then not build anything that runs off of it. We're just making power for the sake of making power. Blueprints 24. Okay, that clipped. Did I put that in the right spot? Yes, I did. Okay, so the next one, blueprint. Connect this. And we'll pull this along in a straight line. That's too far. And this is tricky. Okay, that should be on the right line. Good. Yay for us. And And there's not enough room, so I gotta manually run this one. Not enough room to use the blueprint for this. Logistics right here, and 24 up. So many conveyors. A 100 awesome sinks times like 19. It's like 1900 awesome sinks per bauxite conveyor for making screws. God damn. I mean, if we don't tank the game, I'll be really impressed with this engine. Like, hands down to the developers, if we don't manage to crash the game before I get to the maximum screw count. I don't think the game developers ever intended us to do what we're doing. And if they did, well, hats off to them for thinking outside the box, thinking that some jackass like me is going to come along here and do everything they can to bust this game by building all of the screws that could possibly be made. Okay, so we're just doing the first 6 here. Right there, like so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Little Sesame Street days. Probably dated myself because I don't know if Sesame Street still even exists anymore. And 0 is the lift. That didn't connect where I wanted it to. Seriously, stop clicking on things that don't belong to what it needs to be clicked to. Okay, that's that row. Next. Sounds like a lot of math you gotta do. Yes. Yes, it will be a lot of math to do the uranium power. Don't worry, I'll figure it out. I'll get a spreadsheet done. Man, I'm yawning too much. I'm gonna need a couple of cups of coffee tonight. Even my brain, my mouth is broken. Can't talk. Maybe I'm stroking out. Chris, welcome to the stream. When in worry and in doubt, run in circles screaming, shoot!
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Welcome to the stream. Okay, that did connect. So 2, 3. Those are going the wrong way. Yes, they are. Because I'm an idiot. There we go. They're going the right way now. Oh, you know what? I did this one wrong because I'm pretty sure I curled it around that end. To make one of these conveyors connect. Almost positive I did. Let me double check here. I did, and by design, to make the last one connect to it, I gotta change this. We're going to put this right here instead. And then run it up. Delete this out. I kind of wish this was blueprintable, but it just doesn't. The blueprint would be too big. Okay, let's connect this now. Yeah, I had to redo this whole conveyor line because I needed to have the poles coming up. So they're going, why did I have to redo the bottom one? But it's because the conveyor poles need to line up. Don't worry, I'm not completely broken yet. Yeah, that's for that height. So you were straight across, you're straight across, you're straight across. You are as well, but we got to make sure that the corner is in here. So that I have something to lock to. Okay, we're going to come out here. This conveyor hole goes right there. And then this one goes right there. Did it? Yes, it did. Yeah. Rinse and repeat. It should be straightforward. So now when I clip this in, it chirps in and locks in, so I know the conveyor's connected. And then this one just turns like this. Like so. Done. Next level. It's totally next level, dude. That couldn't have been more cringe than it was. Okay, let's go up 6 more with this. And we are planning... Now, I think instead of doing this, we actually moved it right to this edge. And that's so that we could fit this. Was it this way? And then out. 2, 4, 5, 6. I think that was exactly how that worked out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. That is exactly how it worked out. I think I even commented at the last one that we built. Hey, this one's nice and easy because we don't have to really worry about the corners. This is the only tricky one, and you have to run that first conveyor so that you can get it to clip to it. Because if not, you can't get the elevator or the conveyor lift to clip to it at all. And the next floor, and then it's only like 4 conveyors we have left to do, which is just like one floor, not even one floor of our tower. Okay, so this lines up then to here, here, and here. Oh, I guess I should probably connect this end of it. Ah, that was the wrong spot. Now, was it 3? Yes, it was 3 and 3 that we did. So this one actually steps back a little further. I wonder if we can actually fit 4 on this one. I bet you we can, because we're just that much further away. One, 2. Oh yeah, no problem. No problem. Because now this one will chirp right into that. Yep, it's connected. So I can delete that and that, which means the next one could be right here and then right there. And then this is the one that I've got to put in this little temporary conveyor here. We'll get this built. The focus is real when you get into these build routines. You start concentrating on what you're doing. You can get into a zone. I didn't want that to connect there, did I? Yes, I did. But more than that, I want this one to connect here so I can run this one back and turn it straight like that. Let's go back to default build. Perfect. And then we don't need this anymore. And that was just so we could get this little curve in there. I mentioned that in the last set of conveyors we did. That is not in the right spot. I knew it, but I still clicked the mouse button because why not? Delete out all this jazz. Right there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Grab our blueprint for our awesome sinks. A bunch of this is going to get deleted out because we only have 4 conveyors left that we're dealing with. I'm pretty sure. I'm going to double check just to make sure. But I'm pretty sure. Yes. It's just these last 4 I got to curl down here and bring all the way down. So I actually don't need any of this top tier here at all. But you know what? I'm gonna leave it because I'm gonna have more lines of 4 conveyors to deal with. We might be able to find a traffic way that I can bring it down and route it in there. So I think I'm gonna leave it like that. And we're just gonna use the first 4 of the awesome sinks that are here. Okay, so we got to make this corner. Fortunately, this is just a small amount of conveyors. This is going to be super quick to build. Make this corner. Again, it's got to be like right beside though, because we've only got a narrow pathway to take it down. My blueprint. Logistics. 4 high. All right, let's bring this down to that one. Okay, and then I get 1 more pull or 2? I think it's just 1 more. That is not right. Which one of these screwed up? The whole thing. That's fantastic. That is okay. And here I'm like, oh, this will be easy. No problem. Yeah, except for I'm an idiot. And the very first line I laid down set the tone for shipping the rest of it. Blueprint, 4 high. Okay, we're going to do this one. Because it's only 4 high, I should be able to... Man, it's so narrow. It almost would be worth laying down another row of foundation just so I've got something to work off of. Yeah, I'm going to put another row of foundations down here because it's too hard to try to clip it right to that edge of foundation. Sam, welcome to the stream.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Okay, will this make it easier? Blueprints. 4. Yes. Right there. Bring this down this way. Right there. And it's right on the edge. Perfect. So that I can delete this out. I don't need it here anymore. 92, 30K. Yeah, I changed it, so if you get over a 51 or higher, you get 2 times. If it's 75 or higher, 76 and higher, it's 3 times. And if it's 99 or 100, it is 4 times the payout, I think, is what I did. Made a change to it. Figure if you're willing to gamble it, you might as well have the opportunity to win some of it. You still have to get a roll over 50% for it to, or a 50 or higher to be able to. It's actually a 51 or higher to get it to pay out. I think the slot machines pay out more, but they're a lower amount because you can only gamble up to 100 on the slot machines, but I think they pay out more frequently. There's definitely more combos there. All right. We have ran all the sinks required for our first 100 constructors that are making screws. So we're sinking now 104,000 screws per minute is what this will be. We now have to build the next layer of this, and I got to see what that's going to look like. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be... I gotta build above this monstrosity. I do, but I don't have to build that there. We can come from this point to here. And then shoot you across to there. That's going to run out that way. Which means then from here now, we are running this line all the way back think to there. And I think, yeah, I could just go 10 out that way because we will figure that out as we go. So the whole reason I'm setting this up like this is so that all the awesome sinks will be stacked on top of each other is basically what's going to happen until son of a truck monster. I'm going to have to do something with this. This is going to have to get fixed. We're going to have to go like way vertical with this. I'll cross that bridge when we get there, but we're going to have to go like... Whoa. You know what? No. I'm going to take this SAM ore and I'm going to bring it down under everything and bring it back over. I think that's what I'm going to do. Because we're going to end up having to build around this with all the various factories and stuff, so I think we might just follow a lot of terrain here with this. Let's go up this way. Till we get to here, and then we'll go vertical with it. That tree I probably can't blow up, can I? I think that tree might be too big. Let's throw a nuke on it and see what happens. Oh, we can destroy it. Amazing. Does that look like that's going to be clearing that hillside? Nope. How about now? Ooh, I think we should go one more. Talter says, I got booted up to a new T9 world, and oh man, do I forget how to play this game. What are you playing? Or are you talking like you're playing Satisfactory right now? And you're doing, oh yeah, tier 9. If you unlocked it to a tier 9 world, yeah, you're going to have to... Man, I probably wouldn't hurt for you to run through a quick playthrough just to get your sea legs back. Because there's a lot of changes in this game. Especially since the last time you would have played. And we're going vertical again here. No, I don't want to go that vertical yet. Because I know I've got iron that I got to deal with at some point. Let's switch that back to zooping here now. Okay, so ideally now... Oh, wait. That's a copper line. I don't want to deal with that. It's this one line I need to fix. You're dropping down there and coming up there. So why could we not just bring this straight down here and then connect into that? Zoop that. We're going to come back to this way. Delete out all this because we don't need any of that stuff. Okay. I've got a path built for the SAM ore when I have to redirect it. The things you end up having to think about on the fly as you're building all this. Man, I'm just running into conveyors everywhere. And that should be... We actually, you know what? Frick. Because of the elevation, I gotta build it around this island instead of it going up over top of that, because we're gonna be building on top of that as well with more screws out here, where this is all below any of the screw manufacturing. We're just taking the roundabout way for this conveyor. This is just slightly too high here. And even the terrain might still be too high for our awesome sinks anyway, but we'll kind of play that by ear. We can adjust the awesome sinks. They can go up and down once we get out here. Okay, that's out of the way. Ooh, what's in here? I think it's just a power slug. Yep, that's all it is. Just a power slug hiding inside the rocks. Okay, that's probably a big enough area for now. What I do need to plan, though, is making sure that I'm coming out and building it in the exact spot I need to. So we're going to come out to... grab my customizer. So we're coming out to... 2 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's got to be built inside that. So we're going to our factory. We're grabbing our screw factory. And it's facing this way is where our input is. And then this should fit. Let me look at this now. That is right up to that purple edge, and this is right up to that purple edge. Okay. I want it to be the exact same footprint as what it is down there. Of course, the build gun, I can't frickin' see it. Is that right? Yes, that's right. Okay, good. Yay! The build gun just made it really hard to see where that was supposed to go. Okay, we gotta put 4 of these down. And I got to make sure our corners line up. That's 3. And that's 4. I did bring that right to the edge here, didn't I? I'm like, oh, I got plenty of room. Apparently not. Okay, we got to join our sections here. You're going that way, you go that way. Okay, and then we go back the other way. And then forward again this way. And then forward again this way, or back this way. And then back again. There and back again. A screw's tail. Okay, now we've got to put in the conveyor lists that look after all of the beams that are going in. So we're connecting here to here. And here to here. Then you go here to here and here to here. Oh, you know what? I think I said I was going to change this one. Was I going to put an awesome sink there? No, I was going to put the awesome sink. That if or whatever we hit some crazy overflow, I'm just going to put it right in line here. I'm going to throw an awesome sink, production. Oh, that's a special build. Right here, your any send and your overflow. So if for whatever reason the screws back up, they dump into, or sorry, the beams back up, they dump into that awesome sink. So that means I should probably put the next one. Where do I want to bring that beam from? Logistics floor hole. Thinking right there is we're going to have to drop it down. Because this will feed And can I zip that in there enough? No, of course not. That would be too easy. But if I do it this way... No, I delete this one. And then do it here. And then place this one. And then place that. And then we come all the way down here. So I want a 3-high conveyor here. Or not conveyor, foundation. Where did that go to? That's out 7, so it's the third one on the center line. 1, 2, 3. Except for I didn't want it there. I need it at this line. Son of a bitch. Okay. Delete that. I don't need that. We're going to build this. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does that line up? I think that lines up. No, it doesn't. Oh, it's on the center line, that's why. Right there. Ah, seriously, it's not that hard. Haha! Oh, except for I'm still an idiot. I'm still stupid! Let's try that now. And we're conveying this. I'm having a moment. I'm having a mental crisis. Okay, finally, I got it figured out. That was way too hard. It did not need to be that difficult. All that to run 1,000 beams up here. And then these holes are here because I've got more conveyors to deal with later on. That's what I'm doing at the moment. It's the building side of that I forgot. So I was just building random things so I remember all the key bindings. Key bindings are pretty straightforward. As far as most games. Sorry, I was kind of focusing on... oh wow, I'm like stuck on the carpet here. I was focusing on like key areas of the build here, so I really wasn't paying attention to chat as much as I should. Okay, so that's the input side of that done, and then we just end up doing the exact same thing of the output side. The only difference is if I delete this, this needs to be a 90 in there. Where do I put my beam overflow? Awesome sync. I'm thinking it's kind of going to have to go this way. Right about there. Special build, awesome sink. No, because that's going to be in the way of other builds, so I can't put it there. I guess it's just going to have to be here and clip into this one. How close can I get it to this? Oh, I know it's two-way. We can't do that. I know what we'll do. We'll move this one back. That's what we'll do. We're going to move you right back to... there. That's out of the way enough. And then this gives us just more room here to build with. Let's build this right in line. Right there. Any and overflow. Grab the awesome sink. No, we're going to delete that. We're going to put the awesome sink down first. And then line up the output to it. Right there. Any overflow. Okay, overflow of beams is dealt with. We are cooking. Now we got a bunch more logistics to do. But instead of that, I think what I might do is I might bring the conveyor lines over for our plastic bottles. Our empty containers. And what's going to be the best route to bring them in at? We're going to bring them in right here. On this line. This is going to be a pretty long conveyor run to get these over. I can't even remember. I think it's like 3,800 empty containers I've got brewed over here. But I cannot remember off the top of my head. No real way to extend this or make this process faster. Running these commit. There is a mod that you can get where you can just like run foundation as long as you want, conveyors and stuff as long as you want, but I don't have any mods whatsoever enabled on my game, so I don't really kind of want to start now. Okay, where is the plastic? It's right there is where the plastic is being made. Just trying to plan my route in here with this. like, if anything, it is... See, where does that lead to? That leads to the first one. We're going to go that route. Wait. I thought I built the empty containers here. Where the heck did I build the empty containers at? What are you making? You're making some empty containers. Did I not finish it? I thought I had finished it for some reason. But apparently I didn't. This is 1,060... Oh, now I gotta figure out what I got done over here. I thought I had... Oh, no, that's... Okay, never mind, I did. It's all the plastic that's being made. Ends up making like 1,068... Okay. Polymer resin's getting made into plastic. All the plastic is getting made into here. Except for I still have a good chunk of polymer resin getting dumped into an awesome sink. Why so much? I'm confused. 1,200, 1,200, 1,200, and then 660. What's going on up here? Oh, that's just any excess plastic in case it backs up at all. So I do have 3,600 worth of empty containers off of not even one line. Okay, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. I was confused at how I had this built. I forgot how we did it. And that was like a week ago. So how did I forget over a matter of a week? I think it's because I had like too much going on in my brain as I was trying to figure out exactly how we were going to do this. So I think initially though, as I'm going to take these 3 full lines, we're going to run this back this way. And this, I'm just going to fill it up solid. It's 3 conveyors I've got to move down. How much is that going to move down? Let's grab this. That's not going to work. Let's go. If we did it right here. The first conveyor will come down to here. Of course it's going to do this to me because of that stupid one extra step of You're just not going to, are you? You're not going to clip into the right spot because you hate me. Sometimes this game just is enough to drive you batty. That's got to go there like this. Oh, and that's not even in the right frickin' spot anyway. Oh, well, it's good enough. It's good enough. I just need to drop down these 3 conveyors so they hit the right. Okay, why do it the hard way when you could just do it the easy way? When they don't want to line up right, do a curved conveyor. Bring it out to here. Or not curved. Default? Was that default? No, it was curved. I want default. Connect there. Connect there. Okay, now I don't have to frickin' deal with it. You know, sometimes I try to make things easier for myself and it just never works out that way. I need my 3 high conveyor. Okay, I'm just going to bring it to this edge because it's too hard to line up. To get it right in dead center. So I'll make the corner. And we're gonna blow some stuff up. Logistics. Yeah, so this is okay because I still have another 1,200 polymer resin that we could be turning into plastic. Because all of this is being used, which is a 1,200 line, and then the 400 line is being used. And we're getting that many full lines of empty containers out of that. That's all right. Blueprint, 3 high. Okay, where do I want this to build to? We're going to go right to... right to there, because then I'll just be able to spin these 3 conveyors into it. No, I went too close. God dang it. Let's try that again. There we go. That's lined up right. And now we're going to run these lines back. And I believe I did get Awesome Sinks hooked up on that, so I should be able to hook that up so it doesn't break. At least going back, it doesn't take as long because, I mean, the blueprints do make it a lot easier to stretch out chunks of conveyor. I don't think I can... Oh, can I make that? Dang it. It makes it curved? When you're connected that way, that's totally lame. And it won't make the proper 90-degree bend on it. So, yeah. I'm thinking, hey, can I bend my blueprint around on this? But it wouldn't bend it properly. It just made it look like super ugly. And then this is all the way back to our factory with the containers. I'm going to double check the lines before I hook it up to make sure they are going to Awesome Sinks, though, because there's no water for them to fill into yet. Before I go through the process of getting them all down here. Focusing, concentrating, bringing the conveyors down. Half of me feels like I'm nuts doing this containerized water Awesome Sink thing. But then the other half of me is like, that's genius, because you're not going to come up with enough limestone to make the wet concrete to pull that off. And you've got the polymer resin, so use what you can. That did not connect. And we're not even halfway there. Oh, we're better than halfway. We're probably 2/3 of the way back. I screwed up another one. Except for it's going to take me twice as long because I can't place it properly. I needed to check my inventory. I wasn't sure if it was going to be consuming. When I was laying the blueprints down for all of those constructors with the overclocks and the summer slip in them, I wasn't sure if it was going to be consuming all of the power shards and summer sloop that I'm carrying around in my inventory, and it's actually not. From the blueprint, it still treats it as a 0 build rather than you having to build them and then add them as you're going. So it's a 0 build consumable, technically, that's going into them. Hey, we're almost there. Yay for us. What am I hitting? Oh. Like, why can't I go back any further? Okay, we are to here. What is the path of least resistance we got to take for this? We got to come this way. To right here. And you've got to come right to here. And you will turn you like that. Nope, you got to be a little closer than that. We need to be like right up to it. There we go. And we're going to put another one on top of this. Elevator that down. Wait, what? Did I build that one wrong? I think I did. We're gonna go this way. Yeah, I built it the wrong direction. Why didn't you catch that, son of a... There, okay. And then we're gonna turn you here. 3 risers, or 2 risers. Okay. So the way I got this set up is the awesome sinks are put right in line with the intake line. So if the rest of the factory gets full of containers, they'll auto dump into the awesome sinks. That's basically the goal we're going for here. So now I got to run and grab or hook those up and make sure that those containers are here. And I'm not ready to turn this on yet because as soon as I hook up that, where am I at? As soon as I hook up the petroleum coke, everything will kick in, but then it'll all get jammed up because we'll end up with a backup of aluminum and steel and all that type of stuff. So then it'll all crash. I got to make sure all the screws are done before I can turn that line on. But we could get everything here. This is the only thing that kind of is the trigger to turn on the entire system is as soon as the petroleum coke is available. This is kind of our trigger set. And I gotta take a quick pit stop, so we're gonna do a little AFK moment, and in this AFK moment you can sit here and stare at containers being made. I think is probably the best thing to do while I take off for a second. Okay, I'll be right back. And I am back. Sorry about that. All's right in the world now. Okay, let's hook these up. Let's make this happen. Okay, we gotta delete that one. Connect here to there. Delete that one. Connect here to there. All right, we should have 3,600 empty containers heading back to our factory. It should go through and fill up every single one of the packagers that are there. And then once those are full, they'll dump into Awesome Sinks. Let us beat them back so we can watch it all fill up here. And it should show us anything that I've screwed up. We're traveling just slightly faster than the product's getting there. Yeah, I'm going to change this line here of the petroleum coke to one that's actually from that oil plant, in case we end up deciding I don't need as much petroleum coke as we've got, and I can turn it into more plastic containers. Okay, these should be starting to fill. I'm just going to dump these ones in there. That's full, filling. So far, so good. The second line is feeding in now. Okay, and the third line. All right, see, there we go. Where I screwed up is I didn't connect it. Oh, and it's not connected here either. Or here. And that is why we're watching this as it's filling all up. And we are dumping into our first Awesome Sink. Packagers are full. All the conveyor lines are full, and we're dumping into Awesome Sinks. Yay! Okay, we got this all. I'll visually check each one of these to make sure they're full, and we didn't end up with like some phantom conveyor that's like didn't end up operating properly. Needed to be reconnected to the splitter. That's happened where you end up with like rogue connections to the splitter. It's usually if you've taken things apart and put it back together again and you didn't like remove and replace the splitters or belts is where you end up with those. But I think this was all pretty much blueprint built. So yeah, we're golden. Every single one of them is full. We're ready to deal with the wastewater. And then, yeah, we're going to pull from up here. These first two conveyors are the ones we're going to be working with. And I think I'm going to pull from this one for my first line. So what does this look like? We're going to vertical drop this. And we're going to come from, we're going to zoop now. From here, that can go there like that. That can be deleted. And we're just going to throw a conveyor hole here. So this is the petroleum coke line that we're going to start with because it comes from that plant over there. If we're using the bottles from it, we'll use the petroleum coke from it. I think that's probably the best way to deal with this. Well, I think that's even the direction we got to go. Just thinking, do I have to reverse that? But nope. Done. Let's delete out all this. Because we're not going to run with this one to start. Because that is the very first... This one here is the very first line of petroleum coke that we got from way across the other side of the map. I want to use the stuff that's closer, which is all this tower here. And I believe I can put this facing that way. So when we connect, we're good to go. So yeah, the only thing this needs now is me to hook up the petroleum coke, and we're making screws. Because we already have, this is already primed with alumina solution. We are totally full with alumina solution right up to here. We'll run along with petroleum coke and prime all these so they're working right away. And then up goes the scrap aluminum, over goes the wastewater. Wastewater dumps into those awesome sinks. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So 1 line of bauxite, 1 line of petroleum coke, and 3 lines of empty containers makes 100,000 screws. 104,000 screws. No, sorry. 1.9 million screws. I love this game. Love everything about it. Okay, so now I got to deal with the logistics end on this. Which was a lot of that rinse repeat crap that we were doing yesterday. So if we did this... Did we come right to the edge or did we do... We did the center on the first one so we had at least an area to walk by. Okay. I can live with that. Oh, you can see the shadow of the materials running on the concrete here. Of everything that's flowing through those conveyors. You can see the shadow of it just barely. It's almost like if you look away, like right there, there's a good angle of it. You could, yeah, kind of see the products running across it. Okay, so the next line that we got to do is from here. Okay, this is where that's... I have to do that stupid step up. And then, of course, because this conveyor is here, it won't let me place the step up. Is that enough room? Let's go grab our belt. Yes, it is. So now I need to delete this. No, let's get that actually connected here first. You're gonna do that. 1 minute. Oh man, I love this game. Next minute. Oh man, I hate this game. And it's doing that stupid little, I'm gonna clip to what I want to clip to rather than what I'm supposed to clip to. See, that's where I needed to be. And then as soon as I turn it, it jumps up. So let's try this again. There we go. We got it. You rolled a 1. Tall. That's just amazing. It's too bad it wouldn't let me do like have it take more money from you. Like a 1 should have been like absolutely catastrophic. Like it resets your point counter or something. A crit roll should be a crit roll, right? An epic fail roll should be the same. Okay, that's there. Okay, now I gotta put this stupid floor back in. Because it won't let me place this where I want it. Okay, we can delete that out now. Bring this down. Is it going to... Yeah, it does that stupid clip jump. I think it's clipping to that one. Oh, now it's clipping to that one. There we go. We're golden. The optical illusion of that elevator or that conveyor pole, riser, whatever, sitting there, because it's slightly elevated off the ground, it makes it look like it's on the ground but offset wrong. It's screwing with my eyes. You look this way and they line up, but you look this way and it actually looks like it's over by like a whole step, a whole notch in the foundation. It's kind of ridiculous how it's doing that. I think it's this first one is overall is the hardest to build in place, because it's so much easier to bring the conveyor, deal with the conveyors on this side than off of all of the constructors. All right, first 5 are hooked up. Almost. If I could keep myself flying, that'd be great. That's okay. Even on a crit fail, you can cry, since crying is a free action. Well, there you go. I should build it so that it's... I should see if there's a way that I could rig it up that if it sees a crit fail, that it like plays a separate emote. Or I could just have a button on my bar for like a wah wah wah. Or if there's like any wave files I can get out there that would be perfect for a critical fail. Okay, we're going to put this right here, and we're doing the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll put all this in place first. So am I going to hit a build height restriction stacking this construction 8 times in a row? No, I think we'll be okay. I don't think we'll hit a build height. I don't think we'll hit any limitations that way. Not when you think how tall those are. And this is all just to accommodate the awesome sinks more than anything, because that's how tall the awesome sinks are for being able to handle one row of the constructors. So okay, you're going to drop down to hither. See here, I can line up this conveyor properly. Oh, except for I always do that. I always come down too low. I think it's right about there is where that one is. Yep. I had to look back last time too and visualize it, make sure it was. You know what? That one lines up. I don't actually have to have that there. This can just go zip. Pretty sure that lines up. Yep. It done does. And then this here, I'm going to put that stupid floor thing in, but I think it's right here. Okay, I can delete that out. And I can put this back in. Bring that to there just for now. We come down to stupid frickin' Bergen Smurgen. And then this drops down. And then we delete all this crap. Goodbye. Now, if I'm not mistaken, that should be identical to how this is set up. Kind of looks that way. 2 elevator or conveyor lifts there. 1 straight through. 2 conveyor lifts there. Oh, I didn't delete out all this. I can clean up the trash. There we go. 2 conveyorless, 1 straight through, 2 conveyorless. And then we build 5 up on that. What are we at height-wise? That's... Well, that'll be 15 because we're on our 3rd row. Again, no real way to automate this process. So it's a little bit time consuming for each one of these, but at least we didn't have to rebuild all that again. And the awesome sink thing is going to be like stupid easy to deal with. Like this is going to be golden. And this here, I think what's going to end up happening is the 4 conveyors that are left over on this build, I will just bring them down this way. And I should be able to conveyor hold them all the way down to what they need to be. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Instead of having to add to it. Won't add to it till I need to. Of course, now I'm like squirreled off again. I'm like, oh, well, I gotta build all this stuff. So let me get that built in place. Focus, damn it. Focus. Would be funnier if the button for the crit fail was the Team Fortress 2 you failed with booing after. Well, let me see. Let's do a little searching. You failed wave file. TFT. Now let's see if I...
You failed!
I'm guessing that's the one. Where am I going to put that? Yeah, that's the one. Okay, I'm going to... I gotta find a place to stick this. Desktop. Is it under editing? Filters, my PC resources, slideshow, sounds. It'll be under sounds. And we'll just call it TFT. Save that. And then I gotta load up my Stream Deck software. Remind me later. I'm not updating it right now. Let's, what is this? This is playing a sound soundboard. So where is my soundboard? There it is there. Play audio. We're going to call it failed. We're going to browse to the file for it, which is right there. I think that should be it.
You failed!
Yep. Done. I've got a you failed. Goes along with my error code. Well, that was easy. I'm not adding a button. The perfect insult to injury. Yeah, so now I just have to keep an eye as to when people roll to 1. And as long as I catch it, I can hit the you failed. It's loud enough too that it's yeah, you're going to be listening to it. You're going to hear it. It's right up there with the thunderclap as far as the noise. All right, you line up to there. Thank you. That seemed weird, that placement. Didn't it? No, I guess it's right. It just didn't feel right, but there's so many weird optical illusions with all these empty conveyors floating around. That is not in the right spot, though. You're right there. Frog, welcome to the stream.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
And you lost 20 tokens. Hey, you're supposed to be working. Give her a break. She's been pulling doubles. I've heard you had a rough go. I'm sitting here with Eves. Leave me up. Leave me alone. Oh, that's it. You got to throw my live stream up on the TV in the bar. Actually, I don't think I would want that. I think that would be an epic fail. Hey, what did I do for that one? Did I like drop it down or did I just slope it? Okay, it said it lined up. That did not look like it lined up. Does it line up? Well, I guess it does line up. The bar's closed anyway. It's like 11:30. Did it like clear right out? When I went by like dinner time today, there wasn't anywhere to park anywhere around the pub. Like it was chocked full, all out front, all up the side of the building. Like it looked like busy at 6 o'clock today. But I mean, that was 5.5 hours ago, but. Wait, I thought it was Wednesday? No, it's Tuesday. Dude, why would I even started my stream saying it was Tuesday? We were packed at 3,000 in sales. That's nice. That's good. Yeah, boss will be happy. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. sheesh, it's 11:30. You've been up since 6 or before 6. Frog says you're dead now. I'd imagine you're like completely exhausted. Is the rest of the team getting healthy now, or do you still have 6 servers? Like, what a time for some people to come down with illness while you have some on holidays. That's rough. Oh, I gotta delete all this garbage. Clean it up so it doesn't look so nasty. Extra nasty. Oh, logistics. Why do you gotta be so hard to place the frickin' item the way I want it? No, everyone's still sick and dead. Just 2 servers and Kurt's been helping out. At least you've had some help there where possible. Well, and tomorrow is going to be busy with Wing Night. Up 1. That isn't up. That isn't the right. This is doing that stupid where it's clipping to the risers behind it. I hate it when it does that. Now it's clipping to that one. Stop it! There we go. Now it's lined up. Oh, seriously, it's not that hard. Click on it properly. There we go. Now, are you going to do the same thing and clip to that prop? Well, I think you worked. I don't know why. Every once in a while, it's just the conveyor lifts end up clicking to the, you know, linking to these risers, and they're not supposed to. Not unless they're apps that the input side is facing it. That's not supposed to be there like that. 'Cause I'm an idiot. I gotta run another lineup. Or it won't offset. Done. Okay, delete all this garbage. So many conveyors. We get them all? No, I left one. Okay, what are we at there? That's 5, 10, 15, that's 20 of them so far. Yeah, I know, right? Like I've commented on that a bunch of times that they're called conveyor poles, but they're really not. That I would call them either conveyor scaffolding or conveyor risers, maybe. Stackable conveyor risers, stackable conveyor scaffolding. But stackable conveyor poles doesn't make sense at all. Okay, so that is, we're what, 20 high on there. We can go 4 more on this. 1, 2, 3, 4, which means we're going to go 4 more here. 2, 3. Is that right? No, 4. And then risers would make more sense. Yeah. Either risers or scaffolding or something, or supports. I don't know. And we are this one on this first line. Okay, so this should line up to that one, I think, maybe, kind of, sort of. Well, at least you won back your epic fail. What are you at for points? 69,000? You kind of be lingering back and forth between that number. Okay, you line up to that one. Yay. Well, it's bedtime for you, Tall Terrace. All right, have yourself a good one. We will catch you later. You coming for wings tomorrow night? I'm going to guess probably not, because you haven't been in a while. And we're going to go line up there. Bring that across. I will most likely be streaming again after Wings tomorrow. And that lines up to that one. 25 conveyors done. A quarter of the way done this section of frickin' screw manufacturing. Next row. Is right here. But 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is just 5. And then we gotta rise this up 5. I mean, there's no point really running that one over yet. This one actually has to drop down, doesn't it? How did I do it down on the lower level? Let's have a look. Oh yeah, we did. We just did the little rise up. So I'll bring that down anyway. Time is it? It is 20 to midnight. Where did the day go? It just like totally disappeared. You know what? Do I bother doing that? I'm not going to pull that over right away because I still got to get these lined up. See, like that, for instance. Now, can I do that in a conveyor pole? Let's have a look. Or with the conveyor lift. I don't know if it's the right height for that. No, we're slightly below it. Okay, I can fix that. No, I think that's too close. I can go from here to there. Oh, autosave. And then delete this out. And then build this right there. And cheat this across. And we drop this one down to right here. And cheat that across. And put our base back in. And bring this one up. Do I think it's right there? Oh yeah, we're cruising along. Ah, that was on the wrong spot. Son of a microchip. Oh, that's why it's doing that stupid conveyor clipping again. Now you're clipping to that one. Done. Okay, now we're going to clean up this crap holio. I don't think I've seen Afraid pop into chat tonight. And Ren didn't pop in. We're going to hook up the bottom one. Done. Now we got to put in the next set, up 5. One. That is so in the wrong spot. Seriously, click on it properly, you dingbat. There we go. I mean, I'm going to connect that, but I know I'm going to have to delete it because I'm going to have to deal with risers on that side. Okay, you line up to right there. I don't think I can do this one. It's a single step down, so what we'll do is we'll actually just bring it over to here. Drop down and then go over. I think that's a straight feed. Yes, it is. And then this one does not line up, so I got to put the stupid raised floor in there. Oh, that's too far. We got to come out more. This is like a 1.5 drop. Nope, we gotta bring it to this one right here. What height lines up to that? I feel like it should be that. Let's see. Yes. Ah, that's too steep. Okay, if that's too steep, then I should be able to put an elevator in there. Haha, I can. And then the next one goes back to right there. All right, now I gotta clean out all this garbage again. This is like the only real time-consuming part of this is you have to put all these risers in or else nothing lines up properly. And you don't want to leave them there because it really visually looks like garbage if you leave all this stuff in there. So you got to clean it all out after. But what does that put us? That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 of our 100 conveyors here, all hooked up and running. Just looking at the height of this, I'm going to have to reroute that SAM ore before I can add all the awesome sinks that need to be there for these. So let's take a break from this for a little bit because it's very mind-numbing to sit there and do that. And I'm going to run the logistics over to be able to swap out and change that SAM conveyor line so that it's running under everything instead of impeding where we're building. We can delete that out of there so we can see where we're working with here. Is that a full conveyor length? 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 would be right here. So we'll just clip right there. And we'll run fresh conveyor out. Let's conveyor hole this. Kind of never really thought about how the factory was going to be building when I was bringing all the raw materials over for it. Well, in all honesty, I never had a plan as to what this factory was really going to look like. So the fact that it's looking like it is, as compact as it is actually kind of impressive overall. I don't know if you can really call it compact, but if we could confine all of the required construction to that much ground footprint, is basically just keeping one big row here that looks after one conveyor. Like it looks like we're maybe 15 wide foundation for the length of it. I don't care about the length because we can go all the way across the map, but I'm just more thinking about how much water space we're using up is my biggest focus on this. And because again, we're going to be going 8 high with this, and then we're going to do that again right beside it, 8 high. and then 4 high with it. But that's all going to build out to about here. Is where we're at with the construction of it. So I'm probably going to have to relocate this damn line as well too, which is a copper ore conveyor. But we'll kind of play that by ear. We might not have to. In fact, no, I don't think we are going to have to, because I can get away with a much smaller stack at the end of this to deal with the 4 conveyors per production line. I think we'll be okay. I think we're good. We have enough real estate around here. We can get it figured out anyway. The SAM ore has definitely got to move, though. I'm going to finish that. I got squirreled again here. Not paying attention. The only downside with what I'm doing here is we're going to end up starving the line while it feeds all these materials up there. Nope. 1. Bear hole. Elevator lift. And we're going to put this one. Yes, I do have that lined up to direct center. And I gotta reverse that build. Okay, looking at this, it is lined up there now. I'm gonna bite the bullet. We're killing this line. I'm bringing this down. We're connecting, and then I gotta go all the way to the other side there and then reconnect it at the other end. And then I could delete out all the crap in between. It's no longer being used. And then I'll chase back this starved SAM line and make sure that the materials that I collected along the way, I'll just throw into the machine that it's being used in. Zoink. Okay, this cleans up all this. Oh, you know what that didn't clean up is all these floaters. I got the majority of it, but I forgot about those. I think that's it for floaters. Let's see if I can catch them on this time so I don't have to worry about coming back to grab them. Mass dismantling. Done. Okay, so then I gotta go to my SAM or manufacturing and just make sure all the lines are full that are supposed to be full. And I've got some oil that is not doing what it's supposed to be doing. I might have to do a redesign if I need to. Well, I'm not going to need that petroleum coke anyway because I've got so much elsewhere. But those ones are definitely starving for oil somewhere. So there's some slosh happening, some pipe logistics that are an absolute shit show that we're going to have to go back and fix for those. All right, which one of these machines is not like the other? You're not full, so we'll fill you up. You're not full either. You are. You are. Drop down a level. You're not full. You're not full. God, it made that much of an impact, that line starving out? That's insane. There we go. I mean, all in all, I think we're still like flowing here totally fine. That's 1,200 items, 1,200 items, 1,200 items. This is a 1,200 item line, not even touched. And then this is like 300 items here. Plus I've got a partial line up there of reanimated SAM. And I don't know if I'm going to need it. If I'm going to have enough plastic bottles, I won't need it. The only thing I would need it for is if I ran out of limestone because we were going to make wet concrete. I could turn sulfur into limestone. That would be the only real reason to dive into needing that extra logistics. Or the reanimated SAM. Okay, blueprint 24 high conveyor. We're going to grab this now and try to get this to connect. There we go. To that one. Why do you gotta be that way? Right there. That's where I want that, because then I should be able to curve it right down this edge and then in. This first row, however, is not. I think I can take this all the way up to 24 high, though. Put there. So once I get this done, that's going to be 208,000 screws. with this new addition we've just added. Which time we got left? Time check. Shite. We're at the end of the stream. There isn't enough hours in the day to build a project like this. I need to take like a week's holiday and just play freaking Satisfactory. I just don't have the time, the vacation time to do that. Ooh, I gotta hook this one back up. That's not hooked up. All right, folks. Well, I think that's where we're gonna call it today. I don't know if I got as far as I wanted to today. My brain was a little bit scattered. We did get the second row start. We basically got as far as we did in the last one, other than we have the logistics over here. We've got the materials over here now for the containers. So wastewater is solved. That everything is there that we need for the wastewater. I got the line run for the petroleum coke. So that's dealt with. We relocated some other materials that were going to be in the way of our build plant. We finished the Awesome Sync delivery for the first 104,000 screws. And we got the next 104,000 screws starting to get their manufacturing platform up and running. What did this work out to? Trying to figure out that number again. 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 times 104,000 is 1,976,000 plus whatever this 200 is going to get us. $200 is going to get us another. So that's 50. That's going to be another 20 lines. $1,976. $1,996,800 screws is what we're going to get out of all this. And that is 1/72nd of the entire factory build. That's awesome. The record is toast. As long as the game stays running and keeps running and my save file doesn't crash, the record is toast. All right, folks. Well, this is where I am going to call it for the night. Thank you for hanging out and chilling with me for the evening. Sorry, it was kind of a little bit of a scattered stream. Trying to wrap my brain around the scope of this project, and it's going to be a little bit of like tedious mind work, repetitiveness. So I'm glad that I have the stream that I can kind of share it with you guys, because you can distract me while I'm doing it to keep my mind somewhat not turning into mush as we get this all built. I'm glad that we're one step closer. I know we're still a long ways away from actually turning this on and seeing a screw coming out. So I'm not going to do a screw counter until the screws are actually going into the Awesome Sinks. And then somewhere out here, I'm going to have to figure out how I can do some type of a automated billboard thing. I might even put like a thing in my stream window that's like current screw count in there. It won't be automated. I'd have to update it every time we get a line up and running. And kind of go from there, I think. Is what the goal will be. Alrighty, folks, you guys have a good one. Reach down, hit that like button on the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, ring the notification bell so you can be notified when I'm live again. And with that said, we'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.